What's up, everybody? I'm sorry that I didn't make any videos for the last 2 days. I'm actually in St. Martin, but I got to cover Palantir. Palantir is in an absolute tear. It's doing absolutely amazing. And I'm going to contribute this to three different things. The main one, obviously, is an upgrade and initiated coverage by an investment firm called Raymond James. One of their analysts gave Palantir a strong buy, which is stronger than a regular buy, obviously, at $20 a share. Now, this usually means in the medium to medium long term, let's say 6 to 12 months. So possibly at the end of 2022 or mid or early 2023, they believe that the price of Palantir should be $20 a share. They're attributing it to a $120 billion TAM, total addressable market, between the Gotham, between the Apollo, and between the Foundry. I want to just say, don't forget, Palantir is not just about one system. They started with Gotham, then they expanded to Foundry, now they expanded to Apollo, and then they have a system that's used on everything called Edge, which can be its own system, which is going to decentralize cloud storage. Instead of using a cloud provider, you can just use Palantir Edge. So there's definitely an increasing total addressable market in the future, and they're going to keep expanding within those markets. They mentioned a couple of things and the reasons why this happened. They said that in 2018, three very main things happened. Number one, Palantir achieved a sales force. Before that, it was all through word of mouth. And it's very hard to understand and explain what Palantir does. It's hard for us to explain it and for us to understand it. Could you imagine if you're coming up to a business and saying, hey, do you want Palantir Foundry? We can make you less inefficient, therefore making you more efficient and save you a lot of money. And we only want $6 million for you guys to use our enterprise. People are going to be like, are you crazy? So they started hiring a sales force. In the beginning, it was just like 24 people. And now they have nearly 100 people as of today that are trained in selling Palantir. Now, it takes a while to train people, but once they're trained, they're not going anywhere because they're trained in a very specific thing like Palantir. That's one. Two, they won a very important judgment with the United States military, where the military has to look outside and they don't need to build inside out. They can build from outside in. I did make a video about that where they sued the US Army twice. And that's worth billions of dollars for Palantir. It's pretty impressive. And in 2018, Palantir stopped becoming a specific product and more of a general product for the entire enterprise. We're not just solving one specific issue, but solving a wide array of different issues. Then they mentioned that Palantir was around for 13 years. So they started in 2003. A lot of people don't know that. But in 2003, they were around for 13 years. And that's how long it took them to make $500 million worth of revenue. From 2018 to 2020, they were able to double that to $1 billion in revenue. And they believe that in 2022 alone, they can double that again to possibly flirting with $2 billion in revenue. Guys, these are all fantastic things. They mentioned something about Palantir is a cultural unicorn. Crazy, crazy words. And they mentioned that this has nothing to do with China. They did mention China, which is very interesting that they did. And they said maybe they're not going to prosper from using China for selling their enterprise, but maybe they're going to use cheap labor in China. Again, this is their words, not mine. Very, very interesting to see. So at the end of the article, and again, I'm doing this off the top of my head, they did say that Bank of America, when they upgraded their price target and initiated coverage, their price target was $13 buy. When they did that, they said that they see a lot of things very similar to what Raymond James is saying. They said that data is the new bullets and Palantir is the weapon for those bullets. They did say that there's a huge opportunity with facial recognition, and they think that a lot of government agencies are going to keep upgrading their facial recognition programs, and Palantir is going to definitely prosper from that. So this upgrade was definitely the main thing today that made Palantir up. I believe Palantir finished like 3.5% up, and Palantir is trading around the $10.50 mark. Interestingly enough, it's only down around 20% for the last 3 months. Pretty cool. We still have a long way to go, but over the last couple of months, over the last month, Palantir is up like 20 something percent, if I'm not mistaken. I'll take it. Number 2, Tesla. So Tesla's numbers weren't bad. And now I'm reaching, guys. This is a stretch, right? This is purely speculation. But we know Tesla is working with Palantir. Tesla was able to pull something out of their hat, and the earnings call was not terrible. Now, I know they sold their Bitcoin to make, their cash flow and stuff, but they were able to produce and deliver a nice amount of cars. Tesla Austin, the Austin Gigafactory is not at full capacity. Shanghai went down a couple of times, and we know Tesla is working with Palantir. Palantir makes you less inefficient, therefore making you more efficient, and helps you with supply chains and bottlenecking. What if Tesla was able to produce what they did produce, which was the best case scenario in a really bad, no opportunity zone, right? It was very, very good in a very shitty situation, what Tesla was able to produce with the 250,000 or so cars produced and delivered. What if some way, some shape, or some form, Palantir had something to do with that? So as Shanghai is shut down, they're able to deliver batteries, or able to deliver manpower, or able to deliver whatever to another factory, or supplies from one factory to another, so on and so forth. What if Palantir Foundry had something to do with that? That would be pretty cool. So I know most people are probably not thinking about that, but I'm sure that this somehow helped Palantir in the short, immediate term. And of course, number 3, what helped Palantir this whole time, the NHS came out with an article. The citizens of the UK asked to audit the NHS. Remember, there's a huge federalization of the data for NHS. And they said in the article that Palantir is still at the forefront of the contract. Like, it's Palantir's contract to lose. And it would be very weird if Palantir did not get the contract. So the article actually did mention Palantir specifically. And it's good that they're not letting citizens audit it. Now, whether you believe in that or not, that's not the thing. I'm saying it's good because that means the NHS is like, listen, NHS England is like, we're going to move forward and we're going to do what we got to do. And like I said, that contract was worth a lot of money to Palantir. Originally, it was supposed to be like $330 million equivalent. And then it went up, and now it's worth possibly £1 billion over the next 10 years. So it's a huge contract. We also have the Titan program that they're building prototypes now. Palantir is building prototypes for. And it's just between them and Raytheon, which probably Palantir is going to get the contract as well. Guys, there's a lot of fantastic things happening with Palantir. When you invest in Palantir, just are you investing in the short term, mid-term, or long term? I think Palantir is an absolute beast. And I honestly think that we're at the bottom of this massive S-curve that we're going to hit sooner or later. And it seems like we're actually going to be hitting it a lot sooner than later. We have earnings coming up, I believe August 8th, if I'm not mistaken. I will be covering it live on this channel. I'm definitely seeing the last quarter of 2022 and the first quarter of 2023 that are going to be really, really knockouts for earnings, like really push forward earnings. This earnings, I don't know. Let's see what's going to happen. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great day.